February already. How is that hard to believe?
It is hard to believe.
This is going to be one of those years where you go, I don't know where it went. We are soon approaching the coldest month of the year. This is Dyson's AM09. It is one of their most popular hot and cooling fanless heater. This is what they call an air multiplier.
Yes.
And this is the one that has something called jet focus. Normally, this would have a QVC price of $449 and change. We're at $329.94. Today is the last day that we have it at this price. I've got two versions available. One is the black and nickel. The other one is colored iron and silver. You're going to see a blue version on the TV, and that is no longer available. Get to introduce you to Erica Swineford. Good morning.
Hey, thanks for having me, Dan. I'm great. Great to be here.
Dyson changed what we think of in terms of vacuum cleaners. Recently, their greatest innovation has been changing women's ideas of what hair dryers are all about.
Exactly.
This is the air multiplier that completely replaces the idea of a bladed fan. And this is now the unit that gives you cooling properties during warm months and heating properties during the cold ones.
Right, exactly. So it's 2-in-1, which is great because now one appliance takes up, you know, all the space that you've taken up in your home with fans and heaters that don't really work efficiently, Dan. That's the thing. This is really just, you know, cornered the market in giving you heat that's directed where you want it to go. So instead of rising up to the ceiling and being wasted, it directs it onto you, onto your family, into your room to actually warm your room. So now you can turn the thermostat down and just turn on your Dyson.
It's all about zone heating. We've been talking about that for years.
Right.
It's actually a highly efficient way of making you more comfortable and you spending less money to heat your home.
Right.
February is, for most areas of the country, the coldest month of the year. That's why we're glad it's a short month.
Exactly. 28 days or
But
29.
there are areas of the country that you could live in Phoenix and it could be June or July and you get up early in the morning and it's chilly in the morning.
Air. Absolutely.
By 1 in the afternoon, it's hot as blazes. So this cools by moving cool air during the summer, but heats up as well. With a thermostat that'll take you from about 32 degrees and take you all the way up to about 99. The remote control allows you to have this oscillate.
Right. So you're,
It doesn't look like a fan. How's it moving air?
No, so what it's doing is it's actually pulling air here through the bottom, and I'll put that little tissue paper on to show you, and then it's actually forcing it out of these tiny apertures around the perimeter of the fan.
You can't tell, but there's actually over 1,000 holes here at the bottom.
So there are no blades, and that's what makes it so special because one, it's safe. I have 6 kids at home. I don't want spinning blades around them. If you have pets, you don't want spinning blades. So super safe, but also super easy to clean. So you just take a damp cloth, wipe it off, and you're good to go. But you can see, this is what I love about it too. This is on heat mode. This is on high heat mode actually, and I'm able to touch it. So let me just show you the heat that's coming out of this. So let's see, we're up to like 120, 110 right now, and I can touch it. That's what's great about it. If it tips over, if you have kids or pets, it's gonna shut off for you.
It already did,
So super safe, but it's heating your room and it's heating your whole room, or it's heating just you. This comes with the jet focus technology, which is one of my favorite features because I'm cold all the time. My husband's hot all the time. So if we're sitting and watching TV on the sofa, he doesn't want the fireplace on for the room to get 80 degrees. He doesn't want to turn up the thermostat. I can use this and I can simply put it on the jet focus technology, and now I'm heating just me.
You can actually beam this directionally. And we'll show you this. This is what really is different.
So there's the jet
all
focus.
These little holes here. It's actually pulling in about 44 gallons of air per second, and then projecting it through the room where you wish it to be. We don't have control like that over our regular heating system. You want to walk over here?
Let's look at all this.
Come with me, because this is cool technology.
It really is. So, you know, whether you're using, you know, a fireplace or your heater in your whole home, your whole house thermostat, what happens to heat? It rises. So, first of all, this one I would never use in my home because it's super hot. I can't even get my hand near it. And heaven forbid my kids got near it, they would get burned. 183 degrees on the outside. You can't touch it, it's way too hot. But it's also inefficient, Dan, because the heat just rises. So we have this board here with color changing technology, color changing paint. So when it gets warm, it changes to white. And you can see nothing's really happening. There might be a little bit, but all this heat's going right up to the ceiling.
This panel is right now sitting. Now, actually, this is crazy.
Right.
I just put my hand above this.
You can't touch it.
And it's hot.
Right.
But we are less than a foot away, and it's not changing in color at all.
Right.
All of these heating systems, and the ones that I've got out here in the front, this is a little, almost like an old style radiator. This one is your thermal electric, as they call it. These get hot, but that doesn't mean that it's changing the comfort in your room. If you're sitting 5 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet away,
right. You're not
you
feeling
may not
it.
feel any of it, and these operate at very high expenses. Take a look at the unit that we've got, the air multiplier, and again, it's called the AM09. Watch how quickly this starts changing.
Right, so there's that thermal paint changing colors, so you know the heat is projecting outward. So if this is me sitting on my couch watching TV at night with, you know, the bowl of popcorn, I'm getting warm and cozy. If it's me in the kitchen in the morning when I come down and I'm pouring that first cup of coffee, I'm getting warm and cozy. And I love, again, this AM09 because now you can project the heat towards you with the jet focus, or you can warm your whole room. It's really up to you.
Free shipping and handling, and a better price. That sale price goes away at the end of today. The animation, again, tells you what's going on that's so innovative. Sir James Dyson.
Yes.
And he was recently knighted by British royalty.
Yeah, that's right, right.
Creates things that are unique and different and, quite frankly, better. Today is the last day that we can make it available at this price. We have free shipping and handling. That may very well go away as well. We also have it on a nice, easy pay program that allows you to spread those payments out. And it's not just a heater. We're looking at the end of January and going, well, you know what? I'm probably going to need a heater in February, maybe a little bit of March. This also cools. This will take your air conditioning in the summer and disperse it throughout a room just like it does with heat.
Right, isn't that great? So it's one push of a button, Dan. You go from red to blue. So when the seasons change, this is what it's all about. So it's one appliance taking up a very small, about 9-inch footprint in your home, but it's gonna heat in the winter and cool in the summer and really just ensure that you and your family are comfortable at all times in your home without having to heat or cool the whole entire house. And it's energy efficient. So if you set it to 77, if that's your preferred temperature, when it reaches 77 in your room, it's gonna shut off. So it's not one of these heaters that's gonna be running for hours and using all of your electricity. It's lightweight, it's under 6 pounds. So if you wanna do, you know, up to the bedroom at night, down to the living room in the morning, you certainly can do that. It oscillates, it tilts, so you can get, you know, the personal preferred comfort. It's right on you. And
no blades.
No blades, so it's easy to clean. You just wipe it clean, that's all there is to it. And safe.
Do you remember with fans when we were little kids?
Auto shut off.
You stood behind it and talked into it. It was the Darth Vader voice. Yeah. Well, that's because blades buffet the air. It's the only way they can push. This is a completely different concept. On our videotape, by the way, you saw colors that don't exist anymore. They've sold out. And I can't get this back in at the same price. Today is the last day that it's on the air at $329.94. By the way, in my home office, I live in a very old home. It was built in 1790, and I joke about my Civil War era furnace.
Right.
But my home office is one of the coldest rooms in the house. I heat mine with an earlier model. It was the AM07 from, I think, 3 years ago. And it does an amazing job of warming that room up. And then I use it to move air-conditioned air during the summer. I've never had a problem with it. I clean it, you know, every couple months, wipe it down. There has been absolutely no noticeable difference in my electric bill, and mine runs probably 6-7 hours a day.
Isn't that so nice?
Yeah.
And again, that's because
it makes that room livable and
that's because
comfortable.
of that intelligent thermostat that's gonna, you know, shut off when it reaches the preferred temperature. Again, the jet focus technology is what it's all about too, because if you're always cold and somebody else in your family is always hot, you can direct this right on to you, whether you're using it in fan or heat mode.
That feature wasn't available in the earlier modes.
No, it wasn't. And
I like that.
This is what I use all the time, Dan. Every morning when I come down and it's just a little bit chilly in the kitchen, this is what I use to kind of warm up the kitchen and just make it a warm and cozy environment. But like you said, then in the afternoon, you're folding laundry and you're vacuuming and you get hot. You can turn it on to the cooling mode, to the fan mode. You know, maybe in the same day you're using both modes. So not just season to season, but throughout the day, it's really about personal comfort.
Let me show you the two colors. And then I also want to point out that we're in a situation where we don't have many of these. We want to be able to give you the color that you want. The silver and nickel.
Right.
That's here.
That's the iron and nickel, and then this is the black.
The black has been very popular. This one is now extremely limited. I have less than 200 of this particular model, and that's again being referred to as the iron and silver, left in our inventory, and then they're gone. You want to go play again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go play.
Let's do it.
You got your little radar gun over there?
I have my little radar gun and my board.
There's certain things you cannot change. Gravity is one of them.
Right.
And the fact that heat rises is another one. Heat will always rise. You cannot change that. Units like this, right now, just to hold your hands above this, that's staggeringly warm and uncomfortable.
And dangerously so, because, you know, if you have children or pets, this probably isn't something that you want to find in your home because it's very hot to the touch. You can't even touch it. It's burning. But
if I put my hand out here to the front, and I'm talking about just a few inches away, I'm not really feeling any warmth at all.
Right, because it's all going up, and that's the thing with these older heaters. They're all the heat rises.
So you're paying
to heat the ceiling. Exactly. But then with the, you know, again with the AM09, because of Dyson's technology and that jet air focus, you can now heat where you are. So if this is me on the couch, you know, at night watching TV, if this is me in the morning in my kitchen packing the kids' lunches, I'm warm and cozy.
This blue, this is a thermal sensitive paint. So when it senses warm, it turns from blue to white.
Right.
The unit that you're using, I can feel the warmth of that unit 15 feet away.
Right. Isn't that great? Because of that, again.
What it's doing is it's not allowing heat to normally do what it does.
Right.
Heat will just rise by nature. What we're doing with this is gathering the air from the bottom at a rate of 44 gallons of air per minute, pulls it in through these tiny holes, and then projects it with an airfoil into the room. And by projecting it, you're therefore feeling the warmth.
Absolutely.
And it makes a big difference on your comfort level. 4 to 5 degrees difference in a room is the difference between, you know, looking for a second sweater or just being comfortable.
And you know what? This raises the temperature in our downstairs great room. You know, 4 or 5 degrees, it usually does it in just about under an hour. And the great thing is, Dan, again, it's safe. It's putting out the heat, but safe. So safe to the touch. Again, you have that auto off feature. So if a kid or pet would knock it over, no problem there. Again, I can touch it. There are no blades. It doesn't get hot to the touch where it's unsafe. It just, they've really thought of everything, and that's why you want this heater. And such a small footprint to do such a big job in your home. Magnetic remote, so you never lose it. You just finds its place, and it's always there.
Dyson, again, has truly changed the way we think of home appliances. If you haven't seen the Dyson hair dryer,
it's
check
awesome.
that out. We're using those. And, well, I don't use them. But we have them in our salon now. We have them in our salon. Thank you so very, very much. It's so good to see you.
I'll actually see you in a little bit.
She's bringing us the ladder that I previewed at the beginning of the show. That's so lightweight, but so sturdy. So we've got that and a whole bunch more.
Let's do it.
As we continue. All right, I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to grab a cup of